Fisk, is it appropriate to say that every nation knew about the Messiah, but that as they passed the promise down over time, they made changes to it, losing the gospel, resulting in the basis for other religions? Yes. Yes, and 100% yes. I think this would explain why you can see bits and pieces of Christianity in other religions. Yes. And why through history, when the gospel is preached and received in a place that hasn't heard of Jesus Christ, there is often an explosion in Christianity followed by Satan coming to try and snatch it away. Yes. Like the Judaizers always coming in after Paul has been somewhere in the New Testament. I asked this because recently at the store, I ran into a friend of mine from high school who I had not seen in years. Instead of taking a few moments to catch up or exchange pleasantries, the first thing she did was fervently criticize my crucifix. She ripped into me about how horrible I was for being so bold about a lie and to display it with pride, and that people like me are the reason, quote, Mother Earth would never be able to heal. I mean, she shows her car is pretty heavy here. Wow. I was shocked, and all I could say was, sorry you feel that way. Now, this is my only thing in the whole thing that I'm like a little disappointed in you. I really appreciate you. The only thing I'm a little disappointed is, sorry you feel that way. Like that's subjugation is what that is, right? Now, I don't have like the perfect quip one-liner to come back. I'm thinking something more along the lines of, well, Judgment Day is coming, so we'll have to see that, I suppose. Like, that would be very hard both of those things, very, very hard to say. But since we're on a show where we talk about potentials, right? Like, you had no need to apologize to her, and she basically browbeat you into apologizing, which your apology also wasn't much of an apology. I'm sorry you feel that way is actually kind of a passive-aggressive pushback on the other person. So better just not say anything. I mean, honestly, at that point, like, why are you even saying goodbye? Like, that just means God bless. Mm-hmm. So, like, just walk away. Like, oh, wow. Or I mean, if you really had the gumption, it's like, oh, man, you must have a very sad life. And then just walk away, right? Again, I'm being kind of snarky here, but what I want you to do is recognize how much she browbeat you into that. Her people held the idea that woman was the height of the Great Spirit's creation, and man corrupts the good nature that is carried by woman, and that someday women would be able to reproduce without man, and that at that point the Great Spirit would heal Mother Earth and restore paradise. Sounds like Wonder Woman, okay? Honestly, it's like the story of Wonder Woman. Really? It's pathetic. It's well, she Amazonian women who don't need to. Yeah, it's. I don't know enough DC Comics. Who cares?
They don't know biology.
Well. We'll get there with gene therapy and things. Would it be correct to think that her reaction to my crucifix was in line with we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces? Very much. And pray for her and her family along that line. I mean, I would pray for her as your enemy, using the words of the Psalms. That doesn't mean you hate her, but it means you pray the words of the Psalms against her. And if the Lord would have mercy on her, I mean, that's the kind of prayer He'll answer. I would also like to thank you for a bright spot from this unnerving encounter. This is my favorite part of this story. Oh. As I walked away, my young daughter reached up from the cart, grabbed my crucifix and said, "It's okay, Daddy. He is risen. We are paid for. That makes us immortal now, and Jesus Christ won't be long anyway." I started telling my kids this at least once a day when I first found your content, and now she not only knows it, but knew exactly when to say it to me. Thank you, guy in the pew. That just warms the cockles of my heart. It was so cool. And yeah, out of the mouths of babes and infants, he has ordained praise. Right? They have a naive strength to them that's really, really something.